Hey everybody, welcome back to Gone Outdoor Radio. You're listening on Kello News Talk or KWSN in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or the mighty 790 in Fargo Moorhead and surrounding community. Scotty Brewer, Kyle Agri, Brewer Agri Outdoors, and we have a treat on this segment, the treat for you and the treat for us. We're going to have good friend Brian Bjorkman. He's a local walleye professional on, and he just won, him and his son, the 38th annual FM Walleyes Fall Classic on Big Cormorant Lake. Welcome to Gone Outdoors, Brian.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate the invite.
So you had 69 pounds. I mean, these numbers for your average walleye angler is kind of mind baffling. You had 69 pounds, 12 fish over 2 days. You went from sixth place to first place on day two, thanks to a 28 3/4 inch kicker that you caught with 5 minutes to go in the tournament. Absolutely crazy. Biggest fish of the tournament caught in the last 5 minutes. So, Brian, what was it? What was your feelings when your son caught that fish with 5 minutes to go?
It's hard to wrap your brain around it. It's this is something we've done for a long time. I'd like to compete with my kids and just to see it all go down. We were at the last about half an hour left of this tournament, and so I sat in the back of the boat and I told Joe, I said, "This is your spot. You go up there and go to work." And in that last half an hour, I watched him go to work, and he boated a 24 incher. And then with 5 minutes left to go in this tournament, he boated that 28 3/4 inch fish that sealed, I guess, the deal. And I was just in the back of the boat trying to calm his nerves and calm my nerves too. I mean, it took everything I got just to do that myself. But a lot of fun. I mean, this is something that we've done. I like to compete. The kids like to compete. I had another son that's fishing this tournament, and he had pretty good bags too, but we all get together on this lake, and that's what we do. It's all about spending time with your friends, and all about spending time with your family. Uh, we have a lot of history on Big Cormorant. I mean, I've had my aunts and my uncles. They've had a cabin on the lake before I was even born. My dad used to have his family come up from Illinois. We'd rent the Carlson Resort would be a resort on the lake that used to be there. We'd rent the whole resort out. We'd spend countless hours, on the lake, actually just fishing and just kind of learning the lake. And the lake has all changed now since then, but this is many, many years ago. And that's just kind of how I fell in love with the lake, I guess. But yeah, doing it with my son, being able to go out there with both of them and actually fishing this tournament with Joey and actually pulling it off was very, very, very special to me. And I think he's going to remember this for a long, long time.
I think you're right, Brian. He will absolutely remember this. And so, Brian, you fish the NWT and you're up there at an elite level in walleye angling, but your sons, I mean, you don't get to fish those tournaments with your sons. So you get on a local tournament like this. How do you, I know you didn't do it just this weekend, but how do you bring your sons as they were growing up into the tournament world? How have you introduced them to that and brought them up to a level where they're partnering with you and other family members in an event like this?
They've been pretty competitive all their life. I mean, we've had them in a lot of different sports, throughout the years. They played hockey, they played baseball, they played football. And this is just something a little bit more competitive. They see their dad actually competing, throughout their years or whatever, and at the National Walleye Tour and that. It's fun to watch them grow up and start to be competitive. And we got them involved in the high school fishing. I like to take part in that myself when I can, and get them going in that. And you can just kind of see it evolve. And I'm watching this throughout, all these tournaments and all these younger guys out there that want to compete and how good they are. And so it's fun to see, doing that. And it's really easy. You just got to make it fun, keep it fun in the boat, and it's going to naturally just happen. And that's why I think a lot of these people that are competing, especially at these local levels, tournaments are continuing to do that because it is fun. And as long as you stay with it like that and not make it a job or not make it anything like that, you'll continue to do it for the rest of your life.
31 years, Brian, that you've been fishing this tournament. You may have missed one or two over the years because of other commitments. and you
Mhm.
fish the largest walleye tournaments in the world, literally. And you're, in my mind and a lot of people's mind, you're one of the best live bait guys in the country, walleye guys in the country. But yet you still take time for this tournament for over 30 years. And I'm guessing most of that has to do with family because of your traditions of coming out here with your father and your aunts and uncles over the years, and now your kids. And I mean, I think that's just super, super cool that you will not let those traditions go away no matter how busy you get.
My first ever tournament I ever did was on Big Cormorant Lake, and how it all came down is because we had a lot of history on the lake, and because we spent a lot of time. They knew it. My dad, my brothers, and my uncles, they all knew the lake pretty well, and we knew about this tournament that started up. And they thought, they'd look at the results and they'd look at over the side of their boat. Back then, we really didn't have much for live wells or anything like that. We'd just throw them in the lake on the stringer, and we was like, I think we do pretty darn well in this tournament. And so Dad and Dave decided to enter into this tournament. This is back in 1994, and they're at the rules meeting. I think there was 99 boats signed up to fish this tournament back then. So there was one spot left, and I kind of owe this to my dad for doing this. He ended up at the rules meeting signing Eric and I up to fill the full field for the tournament. So he gets back from the rules meeting. He says, get your boat ready. You and Eric are fishing the tournament tomorrow. This is no practice or anything like that, and really didn't matter. Matter of fact, I didn't even have a boat that had a live well. We had to go to a store and pick up a bin and put a pump in it, and
Hmm.
just to have something to put the fish in, right? And we ended up fishing that tournament, and we never boated one walleye, but it sure lit a spark in me. I don't know. I can't even hardly explain it. And so it's I've been doing it ever since that time. And so we started at 94, and we're going to continue on until I guess I can. I'm almost positive my kids will keep this tradition going, and their kids eventually will keep going with it too. So these are fun tournaments. I won't miss them if I can. If I can certainly fish them, I'm going to fish them.
That is an awesome story, Brian. Absolutely awesome. So, just we don't have a lot of time left, but we kind of have a picture of how you started and how it's been a thing for your family. What have you seen as changes since 31 years ago in tournaments? What are some of the biggest changes you've seen over that time frame?
Oh, I mean, the biggest change that I've ever seen is, of course, that forward facing nowadays is how we're doing this and how we're actually targeting these walleyes and that. I mean, it's mind blowing to me every year that I go out there and do this, and the amount of practice that you go out there and do it, and that's the biggest thing. That and the maps that we get on the lake, you know, we used to use. I mean, we used to use anchors just to tell the depth, and now we can go out there and just look at our depth finder to find out the depth, right? We used to have, matter of fact, I still use certain shore. We have silos that are gotta put them in line with the point and go to the W in the trees, stuff like stuff like that to find certain spots. I still use that to this day. But so the mapping and the forward facing, they sure impact it a lot, and it sure helps us out. And I'd like to actually, I would like to have my dad actually come back and have me able to show them what we've all done in these past years. Now they've never experienced anything like that, so that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, he's watching, Brian. Trust me, he is
Yeah.
watching. So next year will be the 39th annual Fall Classic. Follow along with FM Walleyes on social media just in case you might be interested in starting your own traditions. Brian, congratulations again, and thanks for coming on Gone Outdoors.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Stick around. We'll be back with more Gone Outdoors after this short break. Looking for somewhere to get all your fishing information in one place? Onyx Fish Midwest has something for you. Search for new fishing areas with filtering features such as species, abundance, trophy potential, lake survey info, regulations, and area insights are just a click away.
Getting to your target lake has never been easier with access points and public land ownership clearly marked on OnX Fish. Mark and customize waypoints and weather for your exact location. Use code BA Outdoors to get 20% off OnX Fish Midwest at onxmaps.com.